Hello and welcome to Three Sisters, One Heart podcast. I'm Shannon.
I'm Heather.
And I'm Tiffany.
And today we are talking about one of my favorites, a staycation or vacation. So
Woo-hoo.
a little more lighthearted, a little more fun. Just kind of what we've done, what we want to do, and what our preferences are. So, but first, trials of the week.
I'll go first. All right, so my life has been going pretty smoothly. I don't have too big trials. I'm gonna put it out there for you guys. Okay, so in a relationship, it's all about give and take. And my husband, he struggles with bouts of like low spells, kind of like little depressions. And he struggled really hard this week with that, and just feeling like we're not connecting as a family, that he is around but not present. And so that was really trying for us this week, and I was able to have a talk with him. And I'll say, in another thing about marriages is that sometimes you have to like talk about things that are just really freaking crappy. Like no one wants to talk about these things, no one. But you have to get it out there. And even though the conversation didn't necessarily end like with a win or a positive note, after we had that conversation, I'll tell you what, things just started to smooth right out.
Well, it's a
really
hard topic.
did.
It's like, I think that there is a lot of, or more lately, energy put into helping people that are going through any kind of depression or mental health illness. But there's a lot to be said for the strain that it puts on the people around them.
Right.
So, I mean, not to discredit the person who's actually having those issues.
Right.
It's still very real for everybody that they interact with on a daily basis.
And that's excellent. Actually, I hadn't really thought about that, but it's true. You're right. Like, of course, being a spouse of someone that has this kind of issues going on, occasionally, not all the time. He's very fortunate he doesn't deal with it all the time. I try to be really aware and be really understanding. I mean, I've read so much information. It's not them, it's what they're going through, know. And I try to keep these things in mind, and I try to be positive, but it really does put a strain on you. And, especially if you dealt with anyone that is going through some depression, in a relationship, it's like, okay, we're a family, we're a team. He and I are a team, we work together, we run this family together. And when you feel like you're literally doing it all yourself, and that person is around but not there, it's really hard. It's emotionally draining, and it can be physically draining as well. So if you're going through something like that, or you are married or in a relationship or have a partner of some sort that goes through any kind of what would you call it, mental
issues,
stress, strifes, because they vary. There's so many different things. I feel you out there, I really do. And you're not alone. You be as supportive as you can, but don't forget that you can speak up. Just try to come from a loving and a caring and understanding way. You don't want to make them feel like ashamed or bad for what they're going through. And of course I would never want that for him. I love him to pieces.
Say, being on the other side, like I'm kind of the opposite, and
Right.
where my husband doesn't have these issues, but I do. But there are days that, for myself, I cannot get out of bed.
Right.
But knowing that there's other people depending on me, and him voicing, like, no, I need you.
Yeah.
Like,
Can you
gives
give me
you
the
that
nudge?
nudge that you
Yeah.
need. And while you might hate hearing it the whole way through, and it makes you feel like sometimes you need that push.
And I think that's what happened with the conversation. It wasn't necessarily a happy, positive conversation, but in the end, what was said needed to be said. And maybe, like you said, it gave him that nudge. It made him realize, because you're in your own space.
Right, and you can get so wrapped up in how you're feeling and what you are and what you're not, that you don't even realize that it could be affecting. Like, you're not able to even fathom the thoughts of other people.
Yeah.
So it's, I think, something that goes unnoticed a lot, and the effect that it has on others. So, what about you?
My truck's broken again.
Oh, we have the worst luck with vehicles. Thank God our dad is a mechanic.
Basically everything surrounding my motor, not my motor, thank goodness, but everything surrounding it is finally going. So,
But the motor's good.
the motor's still good.
You gotta find
That's
a
so
little,
funny.
I'm trying to be positive.
little
but-
silver lining.
So that's a good chunk of money this month going out to that. But again, thankfully our dad's a mechanic and he can get it done. It's
And
just
somehow we always find a
little
way.
frustrating
Mhm.
because
It could be worse.
it could be.
So at least I try to keep on that mantra. It's really hard to be whenever it's you that's in it, but I'll be your supporter. It's okay. I don't know. Mine isn't really big this week. It actually, I was just talking to my sisters because they come to my house to podcast.
She should.
Yeah. But I've been feeling like I'm constantly overwhelmed. I'm a person. I'm doing I've got a lot going on.
All
I've
the
got,
time.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to be the one who had the immaculate house. It was perfect all the time. Everything was done. Laundry was done. And it's just, I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't report me to CPS or anything. It's not like, it's just not my standards. And I just feel like everywhere I look, there's clutter and there's this, and I can't even figure out where to start to get back on track. So it really messes with.
I will say, like, that's the upside to when Bobby does go on the ship for a little while.
Like
My house stays
hyper-focused.
cleaner.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
It's just like one less person. I'm like, oh, it's been 3 days and there's not clutter.
Yeah. So, yeah, and that's mainly what it is. It's just clutter.
It's just because you have people
It's
in your
not
house.
dirty. It's
It's
just
not dirty
stuff.
at all. It's
Stuff that needs to be in
It's overwhelming.
home.
I like
Yes.
clean surfaces, like clear house, clear mind. But I'm not there right now, and I don't know how to get there, so it's just been weighing on me this week. But I have no time to do anything about it.
Back burner it.
It'll
Mhm.
be what it is. In the realm of things, my kids are not going to look back and say that one counter was cluttered.
No.
So
no, they're not gonna care.
They're gonna know that they're getting to school on time, that their lunches are
Sometimes.
packed, that they're fed on the regular, that
Yeah.
they're loved and supported. You know, that's what really counts. No one is
Yeah.
gonna look back and be like, "Oh, our house was disgusting."
yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
it's not. By the way, it's not disgusting.
Not even close.
Ugh. It's just not up to my status quo.
I get it.
And that's overwhelming. But this whole topic, staycation or vacation, it's one that we kind of played with a little bit. My family, like my husband and I especially, are very, very into travel. I've actually been more places in Europe than I have even in the U.S., which is always a fun little icebreaker.
Yeah, that's
Like
really
when
cool.
people are like, tell me something weird about yourself. I'd be like, I've been to like 3 states, but I've been to a bunch of places in Europe. Like, but staycation or vacation, what's the preference? Because everybody needs time off of work to unwind, but
Yes.
it doesn't necessarily have to be.
You spending bunches of money and going somewhere. It could just be you just relaxing at home and just unwinding. More
Right,
than
right.
just for the 6 hours you're home at night.
You get that much?
No.
Oh.
I was trying to be nice.
But I think, I don't know, I'll start. Personally, I prefer vacations. I like going, I can be a homebody, so like,
Mhm.
if I get like the spare 2 or 3 days, I'm not necessarily going to pack up and go.
Right.
But I don't know, I'm all about experiences, seeing new places, doing new things. So I definitely,
I have a question though. Okay, so as a preferred vacationer,
Mhm.
are you like, oh, we have a couple days off, let's just pop out to such and such a place and we'll figure it out as we go? Or are you like I'm planning for weeks in advance? Like,
We are
I need to know
planners.
what's happening. Me too.
Yes.
Definitely a planner.
we,
I think if we had just more money right now, we would definitely be
Spontaneous.
we've got a 3-day weekend, let's go up to Savannah.
yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be us.
No, I have to plan
We
it
wouldn't
out.
have to plan it, we'd just go and just
At least like
adventure.
the basics. I would have to plan out the basics.
I we plan things down. Well, that's not true. So I would say we're kind of 70-30.
All right.
We definitely leave free time to just go wander around and whatever, but we definitely make sure that at least each day we have something planned that we're doing, whether it be I don't even know.
Well, that's the thing too. Okay, so I have friends, and for instance, I have a friend who likes to travel a lot. My friend Becky, shout out to Botanically
Yeah, she
Building,
does. She's all
loving
over
you.
the place.
And she and her fiance, he also likes to travel. But like for instance, they just recently went to Hawaii, and it's like, she's like, okay, we're going to this resort. And she's like, I'm gonna do hula dance classes. I'm gonna zip line. I'm gonna do all
Yeah.
this. And she's like, her fiance, she's like, he just wants a couple days just to chill. Like, and it's kind of funny that even though he likes to travel, he likes to have some downtime on those travel days too, whereas she's more the type that she's like, if she's gonna be somewhere, she's gonna
Take
do as
advantage
many
of it,
things as
yeah.
possible.
That's how we are. We come back from vacation absolutely exhausted, needing another vacation to recover from the vacation.
Because you just fill it up with stuff.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, see, I like the same thing. So I would say I'm more geared toward, okay, I like travel light. Like, I like to travel, but I like to plan it out. I like to know way ahead of time. But if I had to pick one or the other, I probably would prefer staycation.
Yeah.
And it's mostly because, like, we live in an area where there's a good bit of fun stuff to do. We
Yeah.
can go for, a couple hours in different directions and do some fun stuff, but, like, feel like we're getting away, but really we're not that far from home.
Right.
Also, we know the areas a little bit better. Like, for instance, Chris and I had one of those like timeshare thingies where you get a free vacation. We had figured it out, and we were all set that we were going to go to Mexico, right? But then it was like 2 nights with airfare and a place to stay, but it was, you left that night and you would guaranteed to be there by midnight. So basically your first day is gone. You would sleep that night, wake up, have one day, and then you had to be at the plane again by 6 o'clock in the morning the next day.
Oh.
And
not
so
worth
I
it.
was like, to me, I am not a great traveler. Like, I'm just not a great traveler. I will travel, but like all the plane rides, all of the hustle and bustle from the airport.
I
and stuff,
love the airport.
That gives me anxiety.
I don't mind the airport too much.
I don't know why, but I just
That gives
love
me.
it.
I would rather road trip, I think, than
Oh God, no.
fly. And then it's like, if I'm road tripping, I don't want it to be like, oh, we have to keep to, this amount of time to get there. I want to,
Yeah.
like, chill.
I do think it'd be fun one day to just be like, let's go to Texas. I don't know why I would go to Texas, but an example.
I mean,
That's
I have things.
That's
But-
too far.
Kind of just drive and see a billboard and be like, let's go there.
Right.
Like, we definitely don't have spontaneous trips. Like, my husband especially is into international travel.
Which you have to plan.
yeah,
right,
you gotta
There is
plan
no spontaneous, let's go to Paris this week.
Right. It's
There's
always
no- you
6
gotta
months in
plan that,
advance, at least. And so it gives us a lot of time to figure out, okay, on this day we'll be here, and this is what we're doing. But then there was, like, when we went to, I want to say it was when we went to Paris, we had a block of time that we didn't have anything going on, and we decided to pop over to London.
Oh,
I think that's what
let's
happened.
pop over to
Yeah.
London.
Right. So it was a little
That's
spontaneous
awesome.
trip in our very planned trip.
And it was good. It, like, didn't make you stressed or anxious.
We ran through the airport like crazy. Like, it was pretty last minute that it all worked out, but it worked out and it was fun. But we travel really well together. We've not done any international trips with the kids,
Yeah.
so that's going to be a new element.
Traveling with kids is a little bit harder.
Well, yes,
I've only traveled with them little on the airplane.
we've never the girls. Well, Zoe has been on the airplane because she stayed with Grandma
Yeah.
while we went to Paris, so we pretty much dropped her off in Atlanta. But Aubriana's never been because she stayed with her dad.
Right.
But like, we've done trips to Disney and we've driven to Georgia. We've done a couple of things closer with the girls. But now that they are 10 and 8,
It's a little easier.
we're starting to get to where it kind of, I sound like mean saying it, but it's a waste of money to take your 4-year-old to Paris.
Yeah.
They're
I
not
agree.
going to remember it. They're just not. And so now they're getting to the age that they want to do all the things and they want to go. And we're planning for their birthday, they want to go on a cruise.
Oh, yeah.
And so they want to go to the Bahamas. And everybody is so wanting to go to Mexico, wanting to do this, and they're like, no, I want to go to the Bahamas. They're not real sure why they want to go to
They
the
just know
Bahamas.
that's
There's
where they
no
wanna
reason
go.
for it. I think we could convince them otherwise.
I know,
Oh,
but it's
sure,
their
this is
birthday. I
the
don't want to convince
Bahamas.
them out of something that they want for their birthday.
I don't really care where we go, as long as I know that where we're going and I can
Safe.
plan ahead.
Well,
you
we're
know?
not going to Cuba.
Let's go to Cuba.
I'm
No.
good. I don't know much, but I just feel like bad
I've
vibes.
always wanted to go to Cuba.
Really?
No.
Interesting.
I have.
I
I think it's because we couldn't. You know what I'm saying? Now we
Yeah.
can.
And there's just so much is. The Bahamas still have a lot going on from the hurricane too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm
Yeah,
pretty
think
sure
about that,
whenever
did
we went, it was after, and it was still, there was plenty to
I've
do.
never been really anywhere out of the country, so I'll go anywhere.
They're
I'm
10 and
feeling
8.
that. That'll
How
be
much
fun.
entertainment do they need?
They just want to
Because
romp on a
because
beach.
now it's like the ruins, and nobody's like, I don't want to see ruins. So
I think
We'll
we're all
see
gonna
how
try
it
to go
goes.
though, and we're all
yeah,
getting
it
really
turned
excited.
into a really big trip, but most of our family is gonna go. So it's really fun, and the girls will enjoy it. But it's like their first little.
Which they've never been on a cruise. My family, we've never been on a cruise.
I've never been
We're
on a
gonna be
cruise.
taking our daughters and my husband, and it'll be our first time. And honestly, I'm a little nervous, but our mommy is not a seafaring gal, and so if she tells me that it'll be fine, I'm trusting that it'll be fine. I'm a little nervous about like being in the middle of the ocean.
No, it's literally the boat is so big that you don't feel it. Like the water moves around it.
Okay.
I mean, it does move, but it is
We'll
just.
see.
There's like a scientific explanation that's way above my pay grade.
I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna eat, drink, and be merry, and be on some
Yeah.
beaches. And
I'm ready to see you doing some drunk karaoke. Just saying.
I'll do karaoke right now. I'd be happy to be drunk.
That's funny. But I think next we want to, now that the girls are bigger and now that we want to start taking them on like real trips. I mean, not that the other ones weren't real, but
Right.
Disney,
More grown up.
Paris.
More grown up trips.
Yeah. We are talking about going to see the Northern Lights.
Oh, so nice.
They're real pretty.
and, what else?
I haven't seen the Northern Lights, but I have seen the Milky Way, which you cannot see from Florida. For the non-Floridians watching the video, no.
I've never looked for it. I don't know.
So you can't see it.
Interesting.
We're not in the right place. We're not in the right positioning. But I have seen the Milky Way, and it's beautiful. So I can only imagine what the Northern Lights look like, you know?
Bobby said they're beautiful.
Oh, gosh. He's probably seen them a couple of times now.
He's only been up to like the Arctic area once.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I'm a little bit terrified about the cold.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I
real
don't
cold.
do the cold.
Real
I-
cold.
Florida, 100%.
And it's cold right
Same.
now in Florida.
Yeah. No, it is really cold.
And
We're
we say
freezing
it's
in
cold,
the she
and
shed.
it's
What is it, like 48 degrees?
no, that's wrong. That was at 9.
Oh.
It's 57 degrees,
That's
yeah.
cold.
and it's cold,
Yeah, we've all got sweaters. Like,
and we're still cold.
Yeah, if it's below 70, I'm starting to feel cold.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Ben's been talking about a couple of like trips to like Denver and like
Ooh.
ski trips, and they say that the cold is different.
I've been to
And
Denver.
that's something
it's
I've
still
never
freaking
experienced.
cold, okay?
I've never experienced.
It is
Well,
different.
Well,
I-
if you're anything
it's
like
not
me,
wet.
you're gonna suck at every winter sport. I tried them.
yeah.
It's not, it was not pretty.
Well,
I'm not really good at sports in general.
when Ariana, I want to say
Skiing?
Ariana was just
Harder
over
than
a
it
year
looks.
old.
Yeah, no interest in skiing. I'll be crocheting at the fire pit.
Well, when we went to Pennsylvania, Ariana was like hardly over a year old, and I'm telling you, I'm about as floored as it gets because yes, snow, ice, water, I get it, but that's not what it looks like in the movies. So you don't
No.
imagine a muddy, wet mess. You imagine
Yeah.
fluffy, and I've got this
If there's
toddler
a
who
lot
just
of
started
it,
walking.
You get the white.
She
but
was
there
soaked.
wasn't enough
It was
then.
gross. If I never saw snow again, I'd be okay.
Yeah, and that's funny you bring that up because we did go on the Pennsylvania trip, and like it was great. My kids were little but old enough that they
Remember it?
mostly Annika
Yeah.
a little less, but I remember first off being terrified to drive in it.
Yeah.
Terrified, absolutely terrifying.
Meh.
And then it was really exciting for about the first day, and then we were like, all right, it's
Yeah.
cold, it's wet, my shoes are soaked, because we're Floridians. It's not like we have like snow
Proper
boots.
gear.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Like Oh, it was awful. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. It was not fun. It was fun when we snowball fought. That was fun.
Yeah.
And the kids build little snowmans. That was fun. And then I was done.
The cleanup.
Yeah,
the-
everything is wet.
I was constantly in
and cold.
Target buying new clothes. 'cause
I know, we
didn't pack
spent so much money
enough.
at Target.
It was rough. But well, I'm trying to think of places that the girls have said they want to go. They want to go to Paris. They want to go to the places that we've already been, which I think is where the Bahamas comes in, because
Mhm.
Ben and I went to the Bahamas. So they want to go as if it's some like, I mean, we just went for like
They
a
want to check
weekend
it out.
trip.
They want to know
It
what you're
was
talking
like-
about. What's all the fuss about?
Yeah, and I don't think that they realize that Mexico, Bahamas,
It's
it's the same thing.
yeah.
Beaches.
It's a beach.
But it is what it is. That's what they want to do. So we'll see how it goes. We talked about Tokyo.
Oh,
Meh.
No?
I think that would be
Mm.
cool.
I think it would be really cool. I don't know.
It's
I
crowded.
want to go.
Like,
Thailand.
Crazy
Yeah.
crowded
They
in
got all
Tokyo.
the fruits.
Yeah.
I want to eat some weird fruits in Thailand.
If you're gonna go to Japan, go northern.
Go Thailand.
Don't go to like
See some monkeys.
major.
Some elefantes.
We have monkeys here.
Some elefantes.
We have monkeys.
That was
here.
my trunk.
That was a short trunk.
That wasn't very good.
Random thought. Ben offered to get me a monkey.
No.
No, it's like with the goats. Like, she's like, you need a goat, right? You need a goat? No, I don't need a goat.
Well, he was messing with me because I have recently, I don't know, like we decided we're not having more kids. A lot has to do with the fact that we do love to travel so much, and the
Mhm.
girls are finally old enough to kind of come with us, and it would completely dishevel that idea.
Right.
But for many reasons, it's just we have our two, we're blessed, everything's great. But I go back and forth on if I'm okay with it, and like the answer is the answer, and that's what it is. But you still have emotions that follow it or whatever.
Oh, yeah. I think it's just a primal thing.
Yeah. So I was having one of those days that I was like, I don't know, it's my last baby, and she's not a baby. And he's like, what do you want, a monkey? Like, what? I was like, I don't know, maybe.
I hear they're a real big pain.
So
They're,
maybe
they're,
one
they're
day-
not a domesticated animal.
No.
Maybe one day I'll get. If I wasn't worried about Penelope, my dog, my husky, eating it, I probably would have let him buy it.
Get one of them little teacup pigs. They're
Yeah,
really
those are
smart.
girls.
They're really
They're
smart,
so
and they're
smart.
hypoallergenic. And you can train them to use the cat litter box. And
Really?
it's supposed to be
Yeah.
faster than cats. They're very
Aw.
smart.
Pigs are like crazy smart.
And they're so
Well,
cute with their little
they
wrinkle
are real
face.
cute.
I need another living, breathing something to keep alive. Like I need a
It will
bullet in my
snuggle
head.
you.
Like
It will
I've got
snuggle
enough
you.
going on right
Aw.
now.
Your 2 dogs and a cat's not enough, and 2 kids and a husband and
And school and work and
nah, you can add 1 more or 3 things on that plate.
It's all right.
who needs their sanity?
Okay, back to the timeshare thing. So,
Yeah.
with the timeshare thing, the person, of course, they want to like upsell you. They're like,
Mhm.
well, you'll actually be staying on the outskirts of town, but for another $500, we can move you into town where all the excitement is happening, and you'll get a room with a toilet. And my husband was like, wait. You're
The first
telling
one
me-
didn't have a toilet?
Yes, I swear. Okay, so
It might have been something to let me know before.
yes. So he's like, or try this one out. Instead, I can give you 3 nights at a resort in Orlando and give you a $100 dining card. And I was like, staycation it is. We drive a couple hours to Orlando.
Mhm.
We're familiar with the area. I mean, the stuff we need to be familiar with.
Yeah.
We're familiar with some of the nicer restaurants. Like, they have a couple of fancy vegan restaurants that we can have some nice date
Mhm.
nights. We're not in a foreign city
Yeah.
or country or
On the outskirts of town. That's terrifying.
yeah. Well, that was San Francisco actually, because once we found out the Mexico flight was so long, we were like, okay, we'll do San Francisco. And then the San Francisco one was like, oh, you'll be outside of San Francisco and you'll have to watch out. They have pickpockets.
Oh.
And I was like, well, isn't everywhere? Like we live in a touristy
I don't hear anything about pickpockets.
Oh,
though.
travelers.
I do.
Is that a thing?
travelers like a transient type town?
Yeah.
So like I feel like we're used to that, but it's not big like San Francisco
Yeah.
would be. You know what I
Right.
mean? And that was the one that was like the room had no toilet, but if we wanted to pay an extra
That's crazy.
$500, we would be closer, and we would get a room with a toilet, a private bathroom. You had to share a bathroom otherwise. And he's like, that's normal for this area. And it's like, are you kidding me? That sounds crazy.
No.
That's
So
weird.
we decided to staycation in Orlando. We're gonna go see Blue Man Group.
That's
Nice.
so
You know,
fun.
it just feels great because before I was like stressing like, okay, passports, or okay, I have to figure out, you know, what's happening with the kids, which I still have to figure out. Someone want to take my kids? But at least like if I'm in Orlando, it's
No, I'm just kidding.
they're not so bad.
They're not bad at all. They're great.
They really
kids.
generally take care of themselves at
Yes.
this point.
But honestly, what comes to mind is the only issue is like, what do I feed them? Because
Oh, they're easy.
It's not
Listen,
that
they'll
hard.
tell you what to feed them.
Yeah.
They are eaters. But like,
They'll tell you all the stuff that they don't get that often, though.
Right.
yeah, they'll come to your house and they'll eat all the junk foods. But so I took a lot of that out, like the worry of like, oh, gotta get someone to take us to the airport. You know what I'm saying? How are we gonna get around when we get there? Because our hotel would be paid for, our flight would be paid for, but we'd have to get like a rental car or something.
right.
Like, we don't have to worry about that. We'll drive a couple hours to Orlando. We'll have 3 nights. It'll be chill and exciting as much as we want to make it exciting,
Mhm.
you know? And I feel like we'll actually be able to enjoy the time that we
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
So, we're doing that. At
We
first-
like our time in Orlando. It's nice. It's like you
Yeah.
get away. You're completely disconnected from your everyday life. But
yes,
you just
it's
don't.
enough away.
You don't have that hectic flights and things like that, which is part of why we go to Orlando or have with the kids so much,
Yeah.
rather than going somewhere that we would need to take a flight or whatever. It really simplifies things.
Well, and that's the thing, like, if I'm gonna staycation, I'd rather staycation, like, somewhere close to home, but not at home, because this is the other thing, like, I will get to have those 3 days where I'm not, like, sitting around feeling guilty, like, oh, I'm sitting around, or, oh, I'm going on this outing instead of be home, like, doing my laundry, or, you know,
Yeah.
all the things. There's, like, a gazillion things that need done when you're at home. Like, I
It's
can
hard-
hardly
you can't
sit
draw that
and
line.
rest
Mhm.
at home without being like, oh, I really should be doing this, that, and the other.
yeah.
But like,
Sorry, guys.
I'll have the
hair's
nice
crazy.
clean sheets and cozy bed and
and
you
it come back and it's all made
and
up
it's
again.
all done
Yes.
again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. I'm super looking forward to it. I don't know what else we're gonna do. I know we got Blue Man Group on the table. There's an interactive museum that's called Wonderworks, I think.
Oh.
We might do that. There's a couple other dinner show type things. And we're just gonna eat a lot of food, you guys.
Yeah.
That's probably
That's the best part.
That's
Mhm.
probably the most exciting. I know we're gonna try to go to Proper and Wild. Is like a fancy. They're not vegan. They're vegetarian, but they have a lot of vegan options, and they do like really fancy like plating and interesting ingredients.
So in other words,
and
Your plate is going to be this big, and your
Actually-
food's going to be that big.
they're more in between for a fancier place. They're more in between because
And
I
it's going to cost
definitely-
$50.
Yeah, it will cost. It will cost.
Yeah.
But it's for me because I don't want to go somewhere where it's like this. And you're like, okay, that was delicious. Can you take me to get some French fries? Afterwards. No, the food is fancier, so it costs a little bit more, but the portions are much better than a lot of places.
Mhm.
I know that in what do they call it? City Walk, because that's where the Blue
City
Man
Walk's
Group
a
is.
lot of fun.
There's Cinemark or whatever, the movies or whatever. We can go to the big fancy movie theater and catch a movie if we want to. Like, that to me is like, I'm spontaneous light. You know what I'm saying? I have
like-
tentative loose plans, and then we'll just build upon it as we feel
But
like
yeah.
doing.
Venture out of it.
Yeah.
We've had like work trips that we have like more spontaneous moments, like little silly things. Like we
Yeah.
went to, I guess it was Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
for his work to meet his boss or something. My husband works remotely, and the main office is in Atlanta. And we just had a couple hours, so we went to, which sounded really cheesy, but the World of Coke.
Oh
It's
no!
like the
You
Coke
gotta go to
Museum.
the World of Coke.
And it was actually really fun. And it was just
Yeah.
like little,
I remember
off
Uncle
day
Terry lived in there in Atlanta. It's in Atlanta, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That mom and them, they all went up and saw him, and they all went to the World of if you get
Mhm.
up there, you have to go. I
Yeah.
feel like it's like one of those things. Like for people that don't live in Florida, if they come to Orlando, they have to go to like Disney World,
right.
Which
At
we
least
probably
Universal.
won't do. We'll probably just do like what is it, City Walk and whatever the Disney equivalent of City Walk is. They call it something else now. It used to be called that.
Downtown
You-
Disney.
It's not
They just
called
say
that
down-
now. It's called something else.
Disney
Oh.
Boardwalk?
I don't know what it's called, but
Disney Springs.
Disney Springs.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And we'll do that, and there'll be plenty of little stuff for us to do.
Mhm.
Fun little shows to catch, lots of food. I know City Walk has Voodoo Donuts now, which is like a fancy like donut place, and they have a couple of vegan donut options.
You know what? You
so
have
I'll
to
be getting
check
in on
out
that.
the menu, and maybe it's more for kids. But I thought it was really cool. But Rainforest Cafe in
Oh,
Disney
yeah.
Springs, it's like they're all fake, of course, but they're like animals and they're like animatronics,
Yeah,
kind
I
of
would be
stuff
into
all over
that.
the place. It's a lot of fun.
I was looking up like different, just different places that, because you know people have already done the work for me, so I just Google like vegan in City Walk, or,
Right.
vegan in Disney Springs, and like they'll just be like, you can eat this, this, and this in these locations. And
Nice.
so I bet they have something at the Rainforest
Yeah.
Cafe. I've never been.
It's fun. We've
It
been a
looks
couple of
cool.
times. So
I like Disney a
What-
lot.
I'm just not like an amusement park person.
Oh, we are down for some amusement parks.
Oh yeah, we love it.
Our wedding or our honeymoon?
Yeah.
Disney. We went to his first birthday that we were together. I took him to Universal.
Mm-hmm.
It was so much fun, and now I really want to go back.
You know, like I'm more of a like a take me to a big ass flea market kind of person.
Yeah.
Yes, let me eat some peanuts. Let me do some oogling. Let me do some bartering.
I was drinking at 10 a.m. at Disney.
Oh,
That's pretty awesome.
well.
That's the fun part about cruises too.
I know.
You can't get
Have you
lost,
been on a
really.
cruise yet?
No.
I'm so
Ah.
bummed that you don't want to go.
You
I do
should
wanna go.
You
Oh, you
should
do?
go.
Yeah, I
Are
was
you gonna
just
go?
worried about cost. We'll talk about it.
We'll work that out.
We can work that out. It's
Bobby
really-
already said he would work that out. Just saying.
Hmm.
It'll be figured out. But
be
yes, I want to
fun.
go.
Yay!
I'm just worried about a few things, but
It's
it'll get
okay,
figured
it'll
out.
all
We
work
got a
out.
little time.
We were talking last night. Well, we were talking about it last night, and she was pretty hardcore no. So I guess we wore her down a little bit.
That's how
but-
we do.
We were talking we should vlog it, and that would be fun.
Yeah, especially
Yeah,
with all
because
three
I don't
of
know
us.
how that works, like with the phones and stuff. Do your phones work?
Yeah, we can
They
record
still
a
record.
video.
I don't know. I don't know because you're like out to sea. Like what's
You can't
that like?
call. Like you can't.
Like I
Call
won't be
back
able to post it while
stateside,
we're
yeah.
out, but I'd have to edit it and stuff once I got home.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, so we could do
So it'd
video.
be a late episode. That
we
was
gotta get you
uploaded.
a card or something for your phone then.
A
so you can
selfie
store
stick.
more
Yeah.
things. Oh shoot,
We're
should
gonna
get
need a selfie stick.
We're gonna be those people.
Oh god.
That's so. Funny.
It would be so fun though, because we've got to get Tiffany singing drunk karaoke on video. I don't know. Like they always do like all those crazy different.
And you know, Mom's gonna make us all
Games.
shirts too.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
for sure. So we'll be those cheesy people with all the matching shirts.
Yep.
And we're gonna do the fancy captain's dinner. We're gonna at least do one fancy dinner night so we can all be like fancied up like wedding style and do a family photo. What? I'm excited about that.
No,
Shit.
it's not that. I have a
Pop
virus
up.
on my computer, and it pops up and it says "Stop using Viagra."
I get those on my phone too. I'm like, who are
I've
you
never
talking
used
I'm
about?
sorry, it just
Viagra
popped
in
up and
my
I looked at it. I
life.
was like,
I
wait
also
for
get ones and
something.
there'll be like a like busty lady and it'll be like Tampa men, don't let your wife see this.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you talking about? First off, I don't live in Tampa and I'm not a man, so
really complicated,
right.
things. No,
Get off here. But I get
See,
the same kind of stuff. I, don't
I
know
just
what
put
it
all
is.
my money into travel and
Yeah.
not into replacing my computer. So I might need to do that soon because
Yeah,
my
looks
computer
like it.
thinks I use Viagra. So
I mean,
it is what it is.
You know, Viagra was originally intended for like a heart medicine.
mm-hmm.
That's how most things happen.
Yeah, they're
They
doing
were
for
like,
something else.
Look, y'all, my heart's fine, but something else is going on. So, but it is true. I mean, it's kind of off topic, but
Sorry, one of my random knowledge facts.
I mean, it happens. I forgot my point now. I was
I'm
coming
sorry.
up to something.
They really want me to go on a cruise. Is her point?
Yes.
Yes.
And it'd be a lot of fun.
Oh,
to have
dressing,
everybody.
fancy dressing, and like
Yes.
this fancy
I
dress.
have a fancy dress I've only worn once, and I need another excuse, so I
I
gotta
don't,
wear it
I
again.
have a couple fancy
I don't
dresses.
think I have anything fancy.
Remember,
I mean,
you
I don't
wear my
mind
cactus
shopping.
dress? You can wear my cactus
Oh,
dress.
I'm good actually.
It has sequins.
Ross has a ton of fancy dresses for like $20 right now,
really?
and I'm
Yeah.
like talking prom dresses.
Fancy.
That would be really
Fancy.
fun.
Are we gonna try to stick to like a color or something?
My dress is red.
Oh, you're wearing the red dress?
I'm wearing the red dress.
Dang.
We should do like red,
I
black,
spent
gray.
$40 on it, so although right now I will say we look like our toner ran out.
Well.
What do you mean? No, because it gets lighter. Well, so cruises you've never been on.
Nope. I've
So
been to Japan.
you have been
I
to
lived
Japan.
in Japan.
I was a little surprised that you didn't do more sightseeing. I know it's
Oh,
a
I
little more
wanted to.
difficult,
I wanted
and
to.
it wasn't the greatest situation.
I was just not in a good situation. I
Yeah.
wanted to go explore and do more, but I was unable to. It is what it is. Maybe
an
one day I'll get the
explorer.
opportunity, to like do more. But oh well, I'll take advantage of what I can do here now.
Yeah, I It was funny. You were talking about the not the salesperson. I guess it's a salesperson, the timeshare person.
Yeah,
I feel like that's my husband. He's like, oh, add the balcony, add this, and I'm like, budget.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to know what that word means.
I'm
whenever
like-
we
There's only
vacation.
one thing I really want to do on this cruise, though.
What?
Parasailing.
No.
Right?
That is all I want to do.
Aubriana is all about parasailing. I really
I'll
thought
hold you guys to
typically Zoe's my very adventurous one. She's got the dirt bike and the go-kart, and Aubriana's kind of for those, but it's definitely Zoe's game. So whenever we were talking about what we might do on this cruise, this, that, and the other, parasailing came up. And Zoe was like, no. And I was like, what? Really? Okay, well, whatever. Aubriana was like, I'll go. And I'm like, who are you?
Beach horseback riding sounded really good.
Yeah, I
I
don't
would
know
do
that we
that.
can find that, but that's something that
can't.
Zoe wants to do.
Wow.
So I'd like to.
It would make me too sad because I can't bring it home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
I want a horse.
Your yard's not quite big enough.
We can make it big enough. I got the whole
It's
side
big
yard.
enough.
We got enough room.
That's really weird because I'm like just putting it together now, but I saw something on Facebook before I fell asleep last night, and they kind of that's how like your dreams are led.
Mm-hmm.
And typically, whether it's consciously realized or not. But I did have a dream about adopting a horse.
Last night?
Where
Yeah.
are you gonna put a horse?
It was in my backyard, and I don't know how, but it was a happy horse.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay.
So
I mean, if you're gonna have a horse, why not have a happy one?
Yeah.
my backyard is literally, I don't know, I'm really
It's
bad
small.
with distance.
Yeah, yeah.
It's small.
I mean, it's big enough for my dogs to go out and do their stuff, but they're very much inside dogs.
Mm-hmm.
it's
but
not.
it's not big enough for a horse.
It's not big enough
I
for a
don't
mini.
have property.
Nothing. It's not big enough.
Oh, come on, even a mini?
It's not big enough for a mini.
Oh,
It's big enough for a monkey, though.
I could get a monkey. I'm telling you, one day you guys are going to come on, and you're going to
She's
see
not getting a monkey. We're gonna get so many bad comments about how
No.
it's terrible because they're not actual pets and they're wild animals.
Okay,
Of course,
you know what?
We're, not
How
gonna, we're just
about-
joking.
How about a monkey that got hurt and rehabilitated and cannot be released into the wild?
Oh God, like a
A
pirate
one-
monkey
a
or something.
Like, you know how, like, sometimes, like, they find them when
it's
they're babies.
too
and
imprinted
they were...
on humans, basically.
Yeah,
Right, yeah. Like, they couldn't be
a
something
rehab
like that.
monkey.
Because I would be conscious of those
Although,
things.
did you ever see that movie? I think it takes place in, it's either the early 90s or the late 80s with the monkey, and he's like trained to help a man who's, I forget what it is, but he can't move any of his body, right?
Uh-huh.
And he has one of those wheelchairs with a little, like, blowy stick that he moves with his mouth. You know what I'm
Oh.
saying? But he has this monkey, right? If you guys know the name of this movie, put it in the comments below. If he has this monkey
We'll add it to the list
that
of
is,
movies I'll
like,
never watch.
trained to help him and, like, help him, you know, get his meals together, help him, like, do things around his house. But then the monkey, like, he loses his crap, man, the monkey.
Oh.
And starts, like, trying, like, killing people and stuff.
Oh. Terrorizing.
I don't want to spoil any more of it for you. Now I'm worried. Maybe don't get a monkey. What if you, like, with his little monkey face in the middle of the night comes at you with a steak knife or something? You don't
I
know.
didn't have enough things to overanalyze and stress about. This hypothetical monkey is now going to strangle me in my sleep.
No. No monkeys.
No monkey.
Fine.
Lord.
Y'all are just fun killers.
You could become one of those, like, weird bird people.
Oh,
Good
God.
bird.
Ew,
no.
birds are
Down
gross. Ew, God. Remember we had the babysitter that had all
Yes.
the birds? Ugh.
She was so nice.
She was great. She was amazing.
That might be why I don't care for birds,
I don't like
if I'm
They're
being honest.
disgusting.
Birds are not my jam. I'm out in the wilderness doing their wild bird thing. Sure, beautiful, majestic, love it. Birds as pets, creepy as heck, man. They make a mess. They put their water in their food and it stinks. And they poop over everything. They poop over everything. Chickens outside, that's as much bird as I'm gonna get.
Ugh. You know what I just realized? If everybody is going on this cruise, who's gonna watch my dogs?
I'm gonna have Stephanie watch my dogs or Kayla.
I know.
I'll because Ben's parents are considering going with us.
Have they said anything after you asked?
Not yet, but we
Okay.
haven't talked to them yet. We usually see them on Sundays.
board 'em.
we
That's
might-
what I was thinking.
As long as they're up to date on vaccines, you can board them.
Yeah, but boarding's really expensive.
Yes, it is.
Well, who else is there?
I don't know. Because Ben's even considered inviting a couple of friends.
Oh goodness.
That would be like my next down the line.
Yeah.
Like usually it's Ben's mom takes really good care of our dog. She's borderline obsessed with them. So she absolutely, like, I know for a fact all the time that they're well taken care of. They get their playtime. They get that. If she's not available, usually Heather or my sister, like, I might, like, switch up
Whoever
over
can.
a weekend.
Yeah.
Somebody does in the morning, somebody does in the afternoon, whatever. But I've never really made it past that.
Right.
We have one of his friends that comes over and he'll stay with the dogs, and he swears he hates dogs. But whenever we're like, whether you just come let him out, play for a while, and then go home, or you're welcome to stay, he always stays.
That's so cute.
So he's a sweet guy. But we'll figure it out, I guess.
I got mine figured out already. It's okay.
So, wait, so I've been planning this cruise for like 2 months now. I don't know what I'm doing with my animals, but you, in the last 12 hours, have decided you're going.
She's
Well,
still on the
in
fence,
my
too.
defense-
She's still on the fence.
In
She's
my
like, I
defense,
might be going.
anytime one of us three go anywhere and we need we always reach out, and one of us always take
To
care
each
of the
other.
other
Is
animals.
that what it's like to have friends?
My whole
Aw.
two friends, yeah.
I don't know.
The whole two of them, they come and help whenever needed.
What was it? Mom was talking last night about going on a girls' trip,
Oh, yeah.
which, yay, mommy, you know this, but I always joke like my mom's like in her second youth.
Yes.
Because we're all grown now, so she doesn't have to worry about what we're doing or paying for us to go with her.
We're going on a girls' trip to
Um,
Sarasota. I'm sure they wouldn't mind if y'all tagged along. Just
Well,
pay
it's
for
not the same as having my own friends.
Just pay for. My friends are pretty great.
I'm sure they
My
are.
whole two, okay? They're great.
But our
love
mom
that,
is just
Kayla.
like,
Just
constantly.
I mean, come on. You can't not laugh with all three of us.
Yeah.
around.
But I love that mom is like in this second youth because like we were talking about when to plan it. She's like, no, I can't do March. I've got to do April. And I'm like, well, why not? What does it matter? And she's like, oh, well, I have this trip, and then I have this, and then there's this. And then we're
Our
gonna
mom's got a better
be
social
doing
life
this.
than any
She's
of us.
concerts, cruise, apparently a casino queen.
Mhm. Which is so funny.
Who would have ever thought? So that'll be fun. Well,
I remember, though, being teens and being like, God, Mom, you don't have a life. Like, giving
Do
Mom flack
something,
because
yeah.
she didn't have friends and didn't have stuff going on. And now it's like, you can't hardly make time with her. She's so
it
No.
gives me hope that one day I'll have close
Yeah,
friends
yeah.
again. Like one day I'll have time. This is just not my season. I mean,
That's
I
all
have
right.
friends. I do.
Dude, I have friends and I
Um,
hardly see them, too.
Yeah.
I feel you.
like girls' night. I don't even like go out to dinner with friends very much. Like,
Because when you get that downtime, sometimes you just want to keep
Sleep.
it down. Yeah.
sleep.
I'm
We all
with
know
you.
you like your sleep.
I
Yeah.
do. I'm actually already planning my nap.
Me too.
I've been up for
I
like
don't even
4
nap.
hours.
I think all of us
I
had
want
really
a
rough
nap.
sleep last night, though.
Yeah.
So
I had
Yeah,
strange
we did
dreams.
decide that.
it's just crazy.
We're like all on this like same sync. That
Where
we're
we
like
all
one
had crappy
person's
sleep.
like, oh, I didn't really sleep well. And we're like, no, me either.
Like,
Nobody did.
I usually sleep much better, but no. Mm-mm.
But yeah, so vacation, staycation. I think we all pretty much don't like to stay home.
I'm borderline.
Yeah.
I'm a little introvert,
Mhm.
so I don't super love being around a bunch of people, and it's more of a spontaneous thing for me. Like
yeah.
me taking him to Universal for his birthday was like planned in a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're the opposite. We're not spontaneous.
Mm-mm, me neither.
I-
I'm adventurous. I'm not spontaneous.
I like plans. I like
Yeah.
schedules. I want to know exactly where we're
I've got to
eating,
be
what
in the
we're
mood
doing,
to be
where we're
around
going.
people. That's what also makes me
But do you
nervous
like
of this cruise.
in staycation? Like when I think staycation, I mean like local, staying local. But
Okay.
like, do you mean staying home staycation?
Yes.
I prefer that. To me, it's just like, okay, you took a day off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
enough. Like to
I
make it
do-
feel like a vacation.
Whenever I think of
Or
staycation
staycation.
now, remember, and I think that they do it like in September now, but our mom used to work at a hotel.
Oh,
So
yeah.
she got like discounts to the touristy or discounts or free.
it was free.
To
I
the
think it is
touristy,
still.
different locations going on around
We've
town.
done that. The free
And
things
we
for
did
locals.
the free things like mom would make it like a whole day and
Mhm.
I remember like we would get like maybe not every time but like we got new tennis shoes and like a new
Mhm.
outfit and it was like she really made the most of it because we weren't able to vacation
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
whenever we were growing up. So I don't know, that
You
kind of
just do the
thing.
stuff around town.
I like taking the girls downtown to Ripley's, things like that. Like it's like
Mhm.
nostalgic. It brings back all
Yeah,
of that.
but does that feel like a vacation? Like a time? To me, it feels
it's
like
hard to disconnect.
you
for
have
me.
to have a
Mhm.
disconnect. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I like having downtime at home, but like again, I'm super looking forward to having just this couple of nights in a nice hotel room away from home,
You don't
where
have
I
to think
don't
about
have
the
to
dishes
think about it.
that are sitting on
Yeah.
the sink.
Think of
or-
it like I don't have to be like sitting on my couch and glance down and notice my baseboards need to be like dusted.
Wiped,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like it'll all be done.
Yeah,
So
it's nice. Well, let's flip into triumphs. I always want to say tribulation. I have no idea where I got that
Trials
from.
and tribulations.
Yeah, but like from day one, it's every episode. I'm always like tribulations.
that's okay. You're
I want
all right.
triumphs. You want to go first?
I don't think I have any major one.
I like that necklace. I just noticed it.
Thanks. It was for Christmas.
No major triumph? What about your husband's birthday?
How did that go?
Oh,
That was a big
I
deal.
made a cake from scratch, like
you
completely
did, and it was really
from
good.
gorgeous.
scratch, icing and everything.
It looks like the Matilda cake, and it was so cute.
Spruce.
I didn't take a picture.
No, you didn't.
Aw.
And he wouldn't even let us sing him happy birthday.
I don't like people singing me happy
He turned
birthday
30.
I know,
so
I
it's
feel
too
31.
old. Oh, I thought it was 30.
31.
Oh, dang. Well,
I
my
feel a
bad.
little
I'm
awkward
almost
when
positive.
people sing me happy birthday
Yeah.
too. Like you're sitting there, like, what do I do with my hands?
Yeah, I'm almost positive
So-
I congratulated him on turning 30 like yesterday then.
31.
My bad.
But the cake turned out really good, and better part, it was vegan and everyone could eat it.
Yeah,
And-
it was really good.
And if I hadn't said anything, y'all probably wouldn't have known it was vegan.
no, I'm not really one person to be like, ooh, it's vegan. No thanks.
And
I know,
you're
but
not
a lot of
cake
people
person.
are though.
Yeah,
So that's why I said don't say anything.
my
But
kids
even
love
Bobby was
it.
like,
Surprise.
"This is vegan." I'm like, "Yeah." He was like,
Listen,
wow.
if you got fat, sugar, and salt, you're gold.
yeah.
That's what you need. You need those things. Throw in some carbs, bonus.
And it was good, and the icing was my favorite.
It was good. What was yours?
What was mine? Triumph this week. Nothing again. It was just a whole hum kind of go with the flow kind of week. I don't really have any big triumph that I can think of, except for after this week, the following week I'll be going on my staycation with my husband for our 15th wedding anniversary, which is
That's
crazy.
amazing.
that is amazing.
To me, seems like craziness.
What's crazier is the fact that Nova's almost 15.
Oh, yeah, she is.
That's terrifying.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm not that scared. She's
no, she's so
my
level-headed.
low-key
Yeah.
kid too. Like, for instance, because she's almost 15, we were talking about she can take her study for her permit test because then she can get her permit at
Holy
Oh
15.
God, I didn't even
And I
put
was
that
like-
together.
Oh,
I didn't
God.
either.
But she's not like she's not super. She's more like me, where she's like, we'll see. Like my friends will have their permits, and she's like, I only really want to drive so I can drive my friends around. And I'm like, listen,
You're
you're
not driving your friends
Yeah.
around.
That's not how it's gonna
No.
work for at least the first 6 months to a year. Sorry, no way. So she wants to drive, but she's not like super eager to drive. Annika's gonna be my kid pushing the limits for
Oh, yeah.
everything. You know what she really wants for her birthday, Nova? Is she wants to get a piercing in her face somewhere.
No.
Well, I mean,
I
she's-
got piercings in my face.
They-
What can I say?
I would be more apt to. I mean, I have no problems about saying no. Across the board, till you're 18, no.
I have a hard
But
time with it.
If I were the kind of parent to allow such things before they turned 18, I would much prefer a piercing rather than a tattoo.
Oh
or
yeah, well,
anything
tattoos
like
are
that.
off
It's
the
forever.
table. Tattoos are off the table.
So it is a more mediocre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
mean,
just
they
don't
can
know
be
what yet.
removed
She wants
if
to get her
the
lip.
mind has changed.
My kids aren't even allowed to dye their hair. and
Two
they're
of her
pissed off at
friends
me.
have what they call snake bites, where it's like a lip piercing here and here. And I guess they're like trendy right now or something. So I think she wants that done. But I'm like, you really need two? How about just
You're
one?
screwing up your teeth.
Yeah, they
We've been
are.
through it. We've been through it. Believe me. Believe me. As someone who's had piercings since about this, well, not the same age. I was a little older, but still, since I was
Yeah.
legally able to get piercings, then yeah, I have damage for sure. For sure. And I've talked to her about it a lot, so we'll see what happens. She's got till May to make her, decision. But that's
So are you
probably
making this cruise her birthday present?
perhaps. I mean,
Well, our kids know that they're not really getting anything for their. Well, they'll probably have something to open for their birthday, but let's be honest. Like, we've literally run out of things to get for these kids.
yeah.
It's like, I mean, they're good kids. They don't, for the most
But
part.
they don't have
They
needs.
drive me kind of crazy.
They don't have needs, really.
No, they've got their gaming systems and their go karts and the list goes on. Like, it's time for vacations.
Vacation. That's gonna be awesome.
I don't really have any big triumph either.
Some weeks are like that, guys.
Not that it's been a bad week. It's just not been
anything to brag about.
phenomenal.
Yeah. Some weeks you're just trying to hold on, you know?
Yeah, I will say overall, like I was kind of like in this spiral, in this slump, and I feel like I come up and I come down and I come up, but for the most part, especially after this weekend and getting to catch up and had some family time,
I had
whatever,
so much fun yesterday.
I feel like I'm a little bit on the mend from all that
I
kind
feel
of stuff.
like too, like, do you find because it's the winter, it's the colder, it's the darker, gloomier month, do you
Maybe.
feel like you have more heightened? Because I
This
feel
was like the longest January ever.
It
yeah.
was.
So that
You're
kind
right.
of put a lot to it as well.
I wonder if that's ties into it a little bit. That's
It
why I'm
probably
like, I could
does.
never
I
live
mean, every
somewhere
little
gloomy.
thing can contribute much more than you even realize or give credit for. So, but I feel like I'm getting there, and I started to, like, I talked to you guys a couple of weeks ago about how I talked to my doctor, and we decided to kind of hold strong and not up my meds. And then I started thinking maybe that was a mistake. Like, this feels like it's taking longer than normal. This is feeling harder. So I'm just happy to be coming out of that a little bit, because I don't want to up my meds. I don't want to
Yeah.
feel like I'm backtracking. I want to learn coping skills to deal.
Oh,
Rather
gosh,
than-
yeah, coping skills.
I mean, it's all a balance.
Of course.
So I don't know, just feeling a little bit better. Like, was just that little bit felt like a lot.
Like you're making progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
So.
that.
But on that note, we should
Heather?
probably wrap it up. She already
I
did.
did mine.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in a daze, you guys. I need some sleep. I'm
She
gonna go
needs
take a
a
nap
nap.
after this. Wrap it up. All right,
All right.
guys. Thanks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment.
All the things.
Staycation, vacation. What's your
your-
favorite way to get your downtime in? That does it need to be at home? Do you prefer to not be at home? Tell us how you feel.
Bye.
Bye.